And the question is, why is it that some people are more vulnerable to life's slings and arrows and others more resilient?
With mindfulness, it really helps us to feel more embodied. It really helps to balance out our energy and our consciousness.
Let me begin by situating the work that we're doing. I am a neuroscientist and psychologist by training, and I began my career with a really simple question, which still is an important question for a lot of what we do. And the question is, why is it that some people are more vulnerable to life's slings and arrows and others more resilient? And at a certain point in my career, I became particularly interested in what we can do to nourish the qualities that underlie resilience and that can promote healthy habits of mind to lead to human flourishing. And in the early part of my career, I focused a lot, mostly on the adversity side of the equation. I studied brain mechanisms that were associated with vulnerability to anxiety and depression and stress. And then my world was quite shaken in 1992 when I first met His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And the Dalai Lama challenged me and said to me on that day, why can't I use the same tools of modern neuroscience that we were using to study anxiety and stress and depression and apply those tools to the study of kindness and the study of compassion? And I didn't have a very good answer for the Dalai Lama on that day, other than that it's hard. But when we first began to study anxiety and stress, that was hard too. And I think most scientists would agree that there's been at least some progress made in that understanding. And so I made a commitment to His Holiness in 1992 that I would begin to pivot my career toward these questions. Also, in 1992, I was what I refer to as a closet meditator. I've been meditating. I went on my first meditation retreat in 1974 when I was 22 years old as a graduate student. I went off to India. I did my first meditation retreat in India. At that time, there wasn't a lot of Dharma teaching in the West, and uh, uh, I've been in. But in the early part of my career, I really kept it under the radar, and I tried at the very beginning of my career to do some meditation research and to be more public about it. But it was made very clear to me that if I wanted a successful career in science, studying meditation would begin, and I had better find something more mainstream to study, which I actually did because the zeitgeist just wasn't the right one to begin this work. And so I began to study the brain and emotion, which is an important backdrop for all of this. So all of that changed when I met His Holiness in 1992, and very much came out of the closet at that point and began to do work in this area.